Hello. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, viewers. Hello, my YouTube families. Good evening because it's evening right now. And welcome back to my channel. Good to see you. And Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022. This is not my New Year video. I'm gonna make that later. But this is a video that has been laid in my heart for a long time, even last year. But I just created that time today because I'm off duty. I'm supposed to be on duty though, but I'm off duty because I'm sick a little bit, but not too sick to not do videos. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Mosu Blessing Ifeingwa, and in this YouTube channel, I talk about everything nursing in the UK and tours and lifestyles. Though for now, I'm still dropping videos on, nursing in the UK, the whole migration process and all that, and then passing of IELTS and all that, okay? So you're welcome back to my channel. Please endeavor to like and then click the subscription button, okay? It is free of charge. Just go ahead and do that. Don't be afraid, okay? So how was our Christmas celebration? Hope we had fun. Some of us are still in the village, of course. I saw all the pictures. I feel like, oh, I want to go. I want to go and have my Christmas celebration in the village. But, I think with time, maybe next year, yeah, or probably this year, I might come back to Nigeria. Yeah. Okay, so today, I'm here to talk about a very important topic. Of course, all of the topics are always important. But today, I want to talk about reading. I promised in my video, or I think on Facebook or maybe the previous videos, that I'm gonna be, saying what I did to pass, what I did, how I studied to pass my reading model. Okay, now disclaimer. I want to say that I'm not in any way an IELTS tutor. I'm not in any way advertising for anything. I'm just trying to say, I'm just a local girl, an ordinary girl trying to, help out, to tell you what you have to do, to tell you what I did to get my score in reading, and see if you apply it to the ones you've already been doing, if something good can come out of it. Of course, I know we always have to be positive. I can't just sit here for hours trying to make up a video and nothing positive comes out of it. So I don't want to bore you too much with long talk. Let me just dive into the process. Yeah, reading. Before I started this video, I have to kind of do data collection from my colleagues and friends, from my friends. I have to ask those who are still in the process of writing the IELTS. I have to ask, can you tell me the challenges candidates are still facing towards concerning reading model? And they said a lot of things. Yeah, I actually thank them. I love you guys. Thank you for responding to me. Anytime I call them, they respond. So thank you very much. So from what I gathered, IELTS is seen as the monster, right? Sorry, IELTS reading. Of course, IELTS as a whole, but reading to some extent, people will be like, what the don't use swear word. People will be like, what is this? Like, they do everything. One of them told me, like, I do virtually everything just for me to sit down and do this, and then I'm still getting a low score. So what is wrong? What is all this about IELTS reading? Don't worry. Let's believe. Okay, I believe you. IELTS reading is a monster. Yeah, it's a monster. Now, tell me, is there anything in this world that human being cannot conquer? Apart from death. Even the scientists are still developing a way to elongate human life. But for now, apart from death, is there anything human being cannot conquer? If human being can conquer it, then what is IELTS reading that I cannot conquer? Are there people that have passed it? Yeah, there are people that have passed it, right? What did they do? They don't have two heads. If they pass it, then I have to pass it. I must pass it. Then you have to do the necessary things to pass it. Even the Bible said it. Show me that man that wants to build a house. This is my favorite verse. That wants to build a house. That will not sit down first to calculate the costs and implications. So you have to sit down, know what is required of you when it comes to IELTS reading, you have to know what is required of me. What did they actually want me to do? Have you ever asked yourself that question? You don't just dive into it. You know, some people, they think it's so easy that they don't study. They say, is it not answering paragraph questions? They don't study it until inside the examination hall. That's when they study there, when they start, you know, getting familiarized with what IELTS reading is all about. But they get disappointed because it's not what they think. You may think this is the answer, but you will answer, and then they will mark you down. You will come out with a score of 5.5. Okay, even at all, you can do the one that can get you 7.0. You've escaped. All right, so I want to start by saying that IELTS reading is about giving you a paragraph and then asking you some questions. Now, IELTS reading is a game of vocabularies and synonyms. Vocabulary and synonyms. So, you know what synonyms means? Words that have similar meaning. So, when you know your vocabularies, then synonyms. Can you be able to locate the meaning of this? A passage may say, in a passage, they may say medieval. If you know what medieval mean in the passage, then they give you a question. In the options, they will say middle age. They are the same thing. If you can be able to know that this is this, then you've gotten your answer. They can say there is a general decline in the population of mosquitoes in Nigeria in 2023. Then one of the passage, when you go to the options to look for the answer, they will say the decreasing number of mosquito in 2013 or something. You understand? So decline and decreasing number, are they not the same thing? So it's a game of vocabulary, synonyms, and then trying to locate your answer faster. And what can give you that fast or speed in reading is constant practice. It is not developed by wishing. You don't develop it by wishing that you can read fast. You have to practice and practice and practice to the extent that 60 minutes that they give you is okay for you. Now, reading is divided into 3 sections. We have section 1. You're supposed to use each 20 minutes to answer each questions. Okay, there are 40 questions. So you're supposed to use 20 minutes to answer each section. So the total of it should be 60 minutes. That is 1 hour. Now the trick is, if you practice and practice, and you can be able to apportion at least 15 minutes, use 15 minutes to answer question 1, which is easier. Okay, so back to what I was saying. If you can actually use 15 minutes to answer question 1, section 1, then you have 20 minutes to answer section 2. Then the remaining 25 minutes, you can give it to section 3. And then to round up, okay? And now, why I said this is because section 1, it seems to be the simplest. Then section 2, then section 3 is the most difficult. Meanwhile, by the time you practice and practice, you yourself will find out what works best for you. But this was how I did my own. Now to some of the data I collected from my colleagues and friends who are still about sitting for this exam. I'll read it out and then tackle it and then add what I wanted to add, and then move on from there. Okay, if there's anything I forget here, I may put it down in my description box or make another video to make up for today. Okay, so she said that some of the issues candidates are facing with reading is that they try to read to understand. In reading, you don't read to understand. There's a technique called scanning and skimming. In scanning, you scan to find a specific information, pronoun, like name of a person, a number, a figure. You scan to find a specific information. Then skimming, you just skim, maybe to get a general knowledge of what the passage is all about. So it is a technique that you must develop for you to make it, okay? For you to actually understand how to tackle reading. So you have to learn how to skim and scan, okay? So you don't try to read the whole passage to understand. You can never understand it. You get yourself confused. Because some of the English they use there, even the Englishman may not even be able to understand it. These are old articles. They go to get those old articles. So you don't try to read to understand. I know this sounds somehow. How can I answer something I don't understand? But trust me, you don't need to understand it. Nobody's asking you to understand what they said. So they try to read everything. No, my darling, you have only 1 hour. Believe me, 60 minutes is like 6 minutes inside the examination hall. So you don't try to read everything. What you do is to develop a technique through practice, constant practice, a technique that can allow you to, be, how they say it, goal-minded in the sense that you have a target, and your target is to get to your answers, to correctly answer the questions they give you that day. So you don't try to read everything. You can't read everything, because even if you read everything, you will still forget it and you will still not understand. You end up wasting time and frustrating yourself. Okay, she also said that candidates are always scared of the word reading. Once they heard that word reading, they're always scared of that word reading. Okay, now don't be scared. I said it in the beginning. Yes, we all believe that reading is a monster, but there's nothing you cannot conquer. If I can do it, then you can do it. And then again, she said we tend not to prepare before booking. Please, I've always said it. I don't buy into the idea of booking for me to be able to prepare. No, I prepare before booking. Okay, so that's it. Then limited knowledge about reading tips and tricks and how to tackle it. Now, let me tell you the truth. There are tips and tricks to reading model, but tips and tricks only cannot get you the score you need. You need practice. You need understanding of what you are actually doing. You understand? So even if someone give you tips and tricks, if you see someone just selling tips and tricks, run, no. Or else except if you've understood what you're doing, what reading is all about, then you have developed your own tips and tricks to conquer it. You understand? By the time we dive into the types of reading questions, you understand what I mean, okay? All right. So there's another thing some of my colleagues said. They say time is their time factor. I didn't say it the first time because it is the least thing someone should be thinking. A friend of mine got 8.0 in reading. The other one got 8.5. Another person got 7.0. Another person got 7.5. They were in the same exam hall the same day, and all of them were given 60 minutes. Right? 1 hour, right? So if they can be able to do it, so why can't you do it? Was time not there? Time factor not there? So time factor should be scraped out, okay? So that is it. Then another person said is the total as in time. Okay, she also was emphasizing on time and she not being a fast reader. Let me tell you, my sister, practice. Now when I say practice, when you come to practice, sit down as if you're in examination hall, set your time yourself, all the fidgeting, sweat, if you like, sweat under your pants, sweat under your palm, all the fidgeting, be fidgeting it in your house, but continue to time yourself. For each practice, time yourself, practice and practice. If you're a slow reader, by the time you practice, the first one, you get 17 over 40. The second time, when you read faster. The third time, you read faster. From there, before 4 weeks that you are practicing, you learn how to read faster, right? You learn how to read faster and grasp it. Then another thing before I forget is this. You need to, she said about one of them said that she noticed that using her phone to read delays her. Now, you don't need to use your phone. Any obstacle that will make you not to pass reading, that will make you not to pass your IELTS, remove it. When I was practicing for when I was preparing for my exam, I printed out everything. You can ask my friends. I had it, like, I compiled it. I spent money. I compiled each and every one of them. And each time, I will sit like I'm in examination hall and I will tackle it. Okay? So, if it's possible for you, print out everything. And then there's this, my friend, she finished from I think Cambridge 1 till 15. 16 just came out the other day. I don't know if 17 is already out. She finished from 1 till 16. She read everything. I so read my reading. I so studied for my reading that the reading I had, one of the reading passages I had on my exam day was something I was reading in the morning inside the cab that took me to the examination. Can you believe that? It was about linguistic. So I so much read that I was able to see a passage that I have read. So you can imagine the joy alone. I don't know if that was what actually helped me that day, and I made it. You understand? So read that you will see a passage and say, this passage is familiar. You know that familiar spirit. All right, thank you. What was I saying? So if you can photocopy, print out all the Cambridge passages, use paper for your practice, bring it out, as in give yourself the paper as if you are as they give you, as they used to give in an examination. Don't use your phone, don't do it in your phone, because you need your pencil too, because when you are studying, you need to apply, everything, all the method you use in your house, that is the same method you're going to use in your examination hall. You need to be underlying, when you scan and skim, you need to be underlying some words, okay? For example, Margaret Thatcher was born in the year 1998. You've already underlined Margaret Thatcher, because if you go to the question, they will ask you, what year was Margaret Thatcher born? You don't go back to start looking for, where did I see Margaret Thatcher? Where did I see but if you have underlined it with your pencil, you will go back and say, oh, Margaret, you see, you use it to not kill time, to save time. You understand? So that is it. So this is it for the questions, for the data I collected. So I'm actually saying, if you are actually preparing for IELTS and then reading is your issue, now what is reading? In reading, they're going to give you, we have about 16 types of questions in reading, which I may not call all of them here, but I've written some of them already with me here. So I know we have multiple choice questions, true, false, not given, or yes, no, not given. I know we have sentence completion, and I also know we have table, note, and flowchart completion. And also we have matching headings, matching statements, matching names with statement. Have you seen that one? Then short answer questions. Not just that, classification. There is classification. There is also paragraph something. What they call it? Paragraph location. Right? Paragraph location. So all these are the types of questions that you need to know. Why do you need to know the types of questions in reading? Because if you don't know what is wrong with you, how can I help you? How can you help yourself? And how can I help you? Now, if I notice that I'm good with paragraph location, matching heading, true, false, not given, but I'm not good with multiple choice question, at least I can go to someone and say, please, can you help me? Because I can see that you are acing it. Okay, so you have to know which one is the problem. Not just that. As you study and then you notice that in true, false, not given, you are so good in it because you develop a technique. You need to develop your own technique that will work for you. Now, some people will say, first of all, read the questions and then go to the passage to answer. Because now, you can't just start doing that in your examination hall. You have to practice it in your house over and over again. You understand what I mean? So, for each type of question, you have to develop your own techniques, your own method of tackling it. My method may not be the same for you, but I'll always ask you, first of all, go read the question, know what they are saying there, and then go to the passage and locate it. Does that make sense? Another person will say, no, it doesn't work for me that way. I go read the passage first. But never you read the whole passage. You can never make it with that time, okay? Go read the paragraph that is talking about what they are saying. That's why they always say, when you even read the question, underline the key words. Did I say that reading is about underlying keywords, right? You underline the keywords, then go to the passage and start reading, bearing in mind those keywords that you've underlined. It will save time. Practice it. Don't just listen and go and book your exam. Listen to what I've said, practice, and then go and book your exam when you are ready. All right. Now, another thing I wanted to say is this. In this type of questions, all these reading questions, there is something we say, there are some that comes in order, and there are some that may come in order, and there are some that doesn't come in order in the paragraph, in the passage, okay? Now, let me explain what I mean. For example, let me say in true, false, not given, that number one question is number one line, this number line sentence in the passage, okay? Number two question is number two sentence in the passage. That's what I mean. It comes in order. Once you start reading from the first part of the passage, you are getting your answers. Then there are ones that may come in order, and there are ones that doesn't come in order. So the ones that come in order, you have to know all this. So the questions types that comes in order, that are always in order, they fill in the blank space, like all the sentence completion, note completion, summary completion. Not, I don't think it's all, but the fill in the blank space, it comes in order, note completion and summary. But I've seen one that didn't come in order, and then I've also seen one that, you know, when it comes to this note completion, they always tell you write the exact word from the passage, or they will go to, you know, exchange those words, like use another word for those words in the passage. That one is more difficult, but don't be afraid, you can do it. Then other types of reading questions that comes in order, multiple choice comes in order, okay? So once a multiple choice asks you, example number 26, what is the meaning of don't go there? When you go to, when you underline the meaning, keywords, meaning, don't go there, that's the keyword in this thing, right? So you go back to the passage to look for where you saw, where you will see meaning, don't go there, okay? So as number one passage, you've seen it, that's the answer, you select the answer. The second passage, that's the second question, it come in order. I think you should have understood what I mean by now, please. Then short answer questions comes in order, then true, false, not given, and then it comes in order. Then the ones that are mostly in order are flow chart, sentence completion, table, diagram, and summary. Summary mostly, just like I said, not all, right? You heard me when I said it. So summary, completion, table, diagram, and flow chart, they are mostly not in order, but likely to be in order. Then not in order at all. This one doesn't come in order. It's headings. I think matching headings, paragraph location, then classification. This matching heading and paragraph location, I think every of the exams comes out with it, okay? So that's it. So we've talked about those ones that comes in order and those ones that doesn't come in order. Is that all right? Okay, now in reading, I want to also remind you something in reading, something you should never forget in reading. Always use keywords. And then when I say keyword, I've said it before, underline the keywords you see in the question. You, with the knowledge of that, go back to your passage and look for those keywords. Then use elimination method or crossing out methods, okay? Especially in the multiple choice and the paragraph location or matching heading, okay? Once you see that this one doesn't align with the question, is not what you're looking for, eliminate it and then continue so that you get the correct answer. Then answer all questions. There is no negative marking in reading, okay? You have to answer all questions. Then you, of course, I've said it before, you should learn how to skim and scan quickly, then underline or circle keywords, and then also check your spellings, especially in summary completion and note completions, okay? Check your spellings, make sure you write the right, you put down the right spellings, okay? So while practicing, when you go to the YouTube, okay, search for past questions, Cambridge past questions that have been solved by people, not just solving and give you the alphabet answers, okay, A, B, C, D, E, F. when they solve it, when they say the answer to number 3 is E, they will tell you the reason why it is E. Okay, it will give you, I don't know how to explain it, but you will know where you get it all wrong. And then in the next practice with another Cambridge past question, you will do it better because you've seen a similar thing. Okay, so that's it. So, and then another thing I would like to put in is this. Is on the examination day. Okay, on the examination day, what do you really need to do? On the examination day, you need to go there on time. When you get there on time, settle down. Now there is a trick they used to use. Especially for those of us in Nigeria. I don't know for other countries. I took my IELTS exam in Nigeria. They'll always make the room cool, especially if it's a room containing around 40 people. When you are in a room, a small room, they always make the room, they increase the AC, and it makes some people uncomfortable. When you are not sweating, your bladder will your bladder will increase its productivity. You're gonna gather urine faster. So what I always do when I go for my exam is I will tell them I want to be the last person to enter because I want to empty the last drop of urine from my bladder. Okay, so few minutes to, because they're still gonna waste 30 minutes when you are in the hall, and when you enter in the hall, the 30 minutes you can't come out. So 30 minutes is enough for my bladder to fill up. So I would rather spend 15 minutes outside waiting to empty my bladder, and the remaining 15 minutes I shake myself into the hall. Because once you shake yourself, they won't allow you come out. But once they give you the paper for the exam, they can say if you want to go and urinate, go. I don't know why they do that, but it's so bad. So innocent people, naive people will just stand up to go and urinate. And that is how they kill their time. That is how they kill their time. This exam, as I'm telling you, you will look down to look in a book. Once you are looking in a book, they will tell you that 20 minutes is past already. So you don't need to use any of your minute to go and urinate. If it is so bad that you can't do that, if you can't adhere to what I just said, wear adult pampers. Yeah? Wear adult pampers. Urinate on yourself. Urinate on yourself. When you're done, you can trash it and then treat your parts very well, okay? So I don't know what I'm missing. I know that I'm missing a lot of things, but I don't think I can say everything here. But if at all it is so painting, I will do another video, especially on how to answer the multiple choice question and other yes, no, not giving question. But before I go, I want to say something. For yes, no, not giving question, when you come to yes, no, not giving question, yes, if what they are asking is in the passage, no, if it is the opposite, and then not giving if they didn't talk about that at all. Does it make sense? Yes, if what they are saying is true, yes, you can see it in the passage. No, if it is the opposite. And not giving if they didn't mention that at all. And there are some words to look out for when you are answering true, false, not giving, yes, no, not giving. This frequent, they can say he seldomly do that, and then in the question they say he frequently do that. You can see there are two opposites. So no, okay? The word most, much, many, and at times. These are some of the words to look out for in yes, no, not giving. Okay, so I wish you well as you prepare for your exam. And then, if at all, okay, you need my assessment, there's something they do before you take your exam. You're supposed to go to someone, probably a mentor, who can assess you to make sure that you are ready to. People rush to book exam and then they come back crying that they failed because they think they are ready, but I went there and then I got 6.0 as my overall. Okay, so if you can find someone to assess you, I can do it. But if it bothers me a lot, I may ask you to pay. I can assess you to know if you're actually ready to sit for your IELTS. Yes, I can do it. If you want my service, just leave a comment here and I will get to you, okay? And then we'll discuss, and then I will assess you to see if you are actually ready. But please don't book until you are ready, so that you don't waste your money. That is a lot of money, okay? All right. For any other thing I miss, I will make up in another video. I love you. See you. Please recommend this channel to your friend. Let them subscribe, like, and then encourage me. Drop your comments here. Please don't come inbox, or don't come in as I don't know how to say it. There are some people that know me. You don't come secretly to ask me question. Drop your question in under the comment in this video, so that other people can see it and learn from it. Please, I beg you, okay? Thank you. I love you. I love to see your question. I love to see your comment. Thank you very much. Bye. See you later.